All right, guys, welcome back to Getting There. We're in the barn again. It is, it's cold. It's probably in the mid-teens or so, maybe high teens, but it's windy and blowing snow, and it's cold out. So it's not too bad in here. It is cold, but all bundled up. Stay moving, stay working, stay pretty warm. I was out here working last night quite a bit, and once I got moving, got the blood flowing, wasn't bad. But anyway. Little catch up. It's been, like I said, in the last video, it's been so stinking cold. It's been hard to really do much. And what I have been doing has just been like, get on it, get it done, get back in by the wood stove and warm up. So haven't done a lot of filming on that. But anyway, so we're gonna get you caught up and do a little filming and we'll see what we got going on. We've got probably, I don't know, I would say probably 10 inches of snow or so total. Maybe not quite, maybe 8 to 10 inches total right now on the ground, and it's still snowing. That's over a couple snows. It hasn't been getting warm enough or anything to melt off really, so it just keeps accumulating. I've done some work in here a little bit over the course of the last week. Put up, I don't know if I had already showed you the third row of steel that we got up. But anyway, we've got 3 rows of steel, so a little over half the barn done, I think. Yeah, a little over half the barn done. So that's really nice. I had 1 row of lights up before. Last night I put up another row of lights back here, so that really brightened it up on this half of the shop where I'm working. So that was really nice. Got a bunch of stuff cleaned out of here. Well, I just moved around, opened this up a little bit. I rented like a commercial style wood splitter from Dyna Wood Products. They make some phenomenal splitters and processors, but I just rented one of their splitters, and man, we cranked out some wood. Got a lot of wood split up. Maybe later I'll take you down and give you a little peek of that, even though it's all covered in snow anyway, but we'll see that sooner than later. I got my wood splitter in here, working on it, just kind of going through it. I had to put a tire on, or I have to put a tire on it. It's off, but I got to put a new tire or a tube in it at least and get it back together. And then I'm going to do a service on the motor and try to get that thing starting better. It doesn't start worth a crap. Anyway, go through that, but that's not a big deal. I did pick up a new freaking, an awesome little tool cart. I'll show you that in a minute also, just from Harbor Freight. Just a really nice little, what is it, a 1, 2, 3, 4 drawer, and then a folding top. Really nice. Just put it together, started to put some tools in it. As you've probably seen, I'm really into having a cart to roll around where I'm working, throw tools and parts, stuff like that on. I've got a couple carts that I use, but this thing's really nice. It's kind of next level. It's a nice little rolling toolbox. It'll be really handy to have with the little cart that I have for parts and stuff, to actually have a little toolbox that rolls around to where I'm working also. I really like that. So yeah, I'll show you that also. The truck behind me, obviously the Red International, I got it into place here yesterday also, and started working on it a little bit. I really didn't have any intention of working on it yesterday, but I was out here, moving around. It was snowing like crazy out. Didn't really feel like sitting around in the house. It's the weekend right now, but didn't feel like sitting around in the house, and so I started tearing into this thing. I did this side over here, and to recap you, or if you didn't see the other video on what the plan for this is, years and years ago, I put a set of 1-ton dually Ford axles into this out of a 88 F350 cabin chassis. But then the plans kind of changed, and I ended up lifting it quite a bit, built a set of spring packs for it, and lifted it pretty high, lifted it a good bit, and wanted to convert it to single wheel, and just never really got around to it. It kind of got put on the back burner. So I've been wanting to get back into this, get working on this project again, get it back together and drivable, and just kind of get it back going, get it back active, this project. So by the time nice weather comes, hopefully it'll be, running and driving, I can jump in it, and we can jump in and take a ride and just whatever. But so that the parts truck that I had, the free no title truck I call it, it was rusted in half. These are the hubs. This is what I wanted when I pulled those hubs off of that, the whole hub assemblies off of that truck for this to convert it to single wheel. So last night I just pulled the wheel off, and I was I'll just get the wheel pulled off, see if it gives me any troubles getting it off. It came off. I already had the tools around and stuff, and when I took the hub assemblies off of the other truck, the donor truck, I already had all that stuff sitting on the cart, so I just glued it over here, got it all ready. I'm like, well, I'm gonna tear into this thing, and so I ended up doing this whole side over here. So this is the driver's side, is actually all done. New brake pads and calipers. That side's done, short of bleeding the brake, which I'll do once I have both sides done. But I thought I would have done this side last night too, but I was like, I gotta stop, because I need to film this. I would have filmed that, but I didn't have any intention of doing it. It just kind of spur of the moment thing. Anyway, I did that side last night, but I got this side to do. It's all set up and everything. So here in a minute or in a little bit, we'll tear into that side. Like I said, everything we'll just start from scratch. We'll pull the wheel and tire off and tear into it and get it all switched over. Get it ready for the I gotta bleed the brakes and stuff, but get it ready for the big tires. I'd like to get it sitting on the ground on the big tires by the end of the day today, just because today's Sunday and it's back to the real world tomorrow. So I won't be doing much out here until this coming weekend. Nothing big. I'll be out here a little bit here and there, probably in the evenings, depending on how the week goes. But I'd like to get it sitting back on the ground. It'd be a nice little benchmark to get to on it to keep it moving forward. And I'll show you in a minute. You know, the different tires, like the ones we pulled off, the ones we're putting on. But yeah, so we'll tackle that. I did mount a nice little dusk to dawn light outside the garage door right here, just out the walkout door. And so that was really nice. That makes it really nice up there. But the daggone doors froze shut from ice and snow melting off of the roof on a couple sunny days we had last week and this past week. And a bunch of snow, which it always does, will end up sliding off the roof. And I don't have any snow guards, like snow and ice guards on the roof. I know, shame on me, I need to do that. But all that stuff falls right beside the building then, and then freezes up, which is what it did here in front of the door. So I also have to go out there and shovel the snow away, and then take the digging iron and try to chip away the ice and frozen snow down at the base of the door, so I can hopefully get that door open without tearing up my door seals. But so I don't know how miserable that is. I'll probably sit you up and let you watch me struggle through that for a few minutes too. But yeah, just plucking away little by little. Let me, I'll pause you for a second and then I'll show you, I'll kind of grab it and walk around and show you what we got going on with a few things that I was just talking about. And then maybe we'll get set up and start working on this passenger side. All right, so first thing, so this is the passenger side we have not done yet. I mean, there's not much to show. I'm just giving you kind of a visual. But so we're going to tear this wheel off and pull the hub assembly out. Then take the pull the lockout hub assembly out. Take the whole hub off, and then we'll just be replacing it with this one. This is the single we went off the donor truck. And this side over here is already done. So this is just the single wheel hub. We'll get it on. Get the new calipers and pads and everything on, and then get it all bled down, and that'll be it. So, and then for a reference, here is the tire that came off the driver's side. Here's the tire that we're putting on. So, just kind of give you an idea of what we're shooting for, what we're doing here. So that'll be nice. It's quite the it's quite the size difference. I threw this tire on last night just to show my niece Dakota, who was out here helping me, hanging out. You know what it's going to look like when it's done, and it looks good. It looks appropriate for the wheel opening. You know what I mean? For the height and everything. It just, like for this, this looks goofy right now because it's such a small tire and it's sitting so high, which is fine. It was never intended to stay like this, but it really, those bigger tires really fill it out nicely. And this truck's so stinking big that they don't even look huge. I mean, the whole thing looks big, but they look proportionate to the truck. So we may have to keep our eye out for some even bigger tires. These are like 38.5s, I think, the ones that we're putting on it. But we're definitely going to end up going to 44s, maybe bigger, but at least 44s, probably this summer sometime. I'll keep my eye out and find a set. So, all right, I'll pause you and take you out and maybe, here's that other row of lights. So we already had this row up here. Last night I went ahead and hung 3 more lights and then wired everything. I got to close up the junction boxes. I just wanted to get everything powered up and make sure I didn't have any loose connections in the wire nuts and nothing like that. But it's ready to close up the boxes, and then the next thing I'll do the next set of lights on the next sheet of steel back. So like if you look, you got 1 row of steel here and a row of lights on that, another row of steel, a row of lights on that. Then the third one doesn't have the lights on yet. I'll hang those 3 lights, wire those, and just continue working my way back through the shop. But anyway, all right, let's go outside and look at this ice and snow mess I got outside the door over here. Oh yeah, I forgot. Here's this little cart I was telling you about. This thing's freaking sweet, man. Like I said, I haven't filled it up yet or nothing, but it's nice. It's I put a couple things in. I was just kind of putzing around a little bit. Standard wrenches, standard ratchet wrenches, standard or metric ratchet wrenches. Next drawer down. I got to be careful not to start putting too much stuff in here, but I figured just basic pliers and some pry bars, which I don't have any other ones in there yet, and or pliers, screwdrivers, pry bars, just random things that I use the most. This I'll probably put like a. I want to pick up a battery, like a DeWalt battery impact ratchet. So I'll that, a little impact wrench, things like that, maybe some impact sockets, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it's nice. I got a little magnet holder for shop rags. It's got a nice flip up tray for parts or laptop or whatever, for anything you want to, but yeah, it's nice. Nothing fancy, but real nice. But yeah, another thing is I forgot, I said we moved some stuff around in here, but the red truck was parked like here, halfway in, halfway out. So we got that obviously moved into the barn, but that's why there's so much snow on it. The same thing in the back of the truck, the freaking snow was coming off the roof, because that right where that big hump of snow is, like right here, was right underneath the roof line, and that's actually frozen solid, just about. I shoveled out what I could before I brought it in, but there's just so much snow in here. But no big deal. It'll eventually melt. I'll pull it back outside when I get the front end done, and when it warms up a little bit, it'll melt. But whatever, no big deal. But anyway, so we moved the Blue. Oh no, we didn't move the Blue International. It's still in the same spot. Took it off the stands and stuff. Got it back on tires so we can roll it around. I think I did roll it back a little bit, but it's movable now. We moved that cab. The International cab was back there in the back, so we moved it. Rolled the Mustang on the rotisserie on back. It was all the way up here where this Mustang is. So I moved it all the way back so that we could put this Mustang over here out of the way. So essentially what that accomplished was giving me, got the Mustangs all over to the right out of the way for now. The cab's not going to stay there, but I just had to get it out of the way so I could get the rotisserie back. But once I wouldn't say done, but once this is mobile again, the red truck, then I can move the blue truck. I'll spin it 90 degrees and it'll be sitting where the red truck is. It's not as long, of course, but it'll be sitting there, and I can start working on that as well also. I'm going to try to keep everything as mobile as I can, though. Like, I'm going to pull the front end out of the blue truck, but I'll try to have everything lined up to do it, have it done within, a weekend or whatever, and back mobile at least. And then I can roll it around, move it out of the way, pull it out of the barn even, just whatever. But anyway, I got to get that, get it going so I get the project moving again, get back working on it. First, I just want to get the front end done on this, get this thing mobile again, because the front calipers were really, really tight on this thing, pretty much borderline seized up. I want to get that done and get this thing moving again, physically moving. But anyway, get that thing out, get that done and out of the way, get that started on again. And when I move that there, that'll open up this whole bay right here, because I got to go pick up probably this week I'll go pick up the race car, the Cutlass, and bring it home and park it here. And then anyway, yeah, stuff's room to work. So let's go ahead and check out the snow drift outside the door I got to tackle. All right, so as you can see, the snow is that light I was talking about. It's a nice little LED dusted on. It's actually really nice out here at night when it's on. Anyway, the snow comes right off the freaking roof and just piles up right here. Like I said, we got a good bit of snow right now, but you can see down through there, it just kind of piles up. But so anyway, I'll take the snow shovel all this snow out of here that's loose, the fresh new snow, get down to the old stuff, and probably between a digging iron and a spade shovel, get all the rest of it away from the door, and then see if I can get it open. I'm sure if not, I can take a torch and just kind of melt the ice along the base of the door and get it open. But I want to do that, so we'll see. All right, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but we'll get on it. It's kind of windy out here too, so if you have a hard time hearing me, I'm sorry. I've got some cool mics that I ordered, and I got to mess around with them a little bit to figure out just to figure them out. See, I'm standing on all this freaking ice. All right. So the door's busted, or license busted out of the way, door's open. I'll get this scooped away a little bit, cleaned up, and then maybe in a little bit I'll do a little more just for keep it away from the door a little bit so it doesn't freeze up again and cause a problem. But this freaking sucks. So I will report back in a few. I need coffee and to catch my breath. All right, now that's done out there. Didn't quite kill me, but it came close. So we're gonna whip these bad boys off, get the wheel off, and just start working on this a little bit. Oh, I just realized something. It says I must have replaced these hubs at one. Well, a hub must have had a hub go bad at one point because this hub is not the same hub as on the other side. They're both worn. They're both worn lockouts, but that side over there is a little bit. Oh, come on, baby. Let me get them. Hold on. 964. Here's the one first. The other one over there is a little bit older style, or newer style. I mean, that only has the 3. Uh-oh. That might be a problem. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked by what looks to be maybe a broken off bolt, but it might not be. I was just saying the other side I must have had to replace at one point. I just don't remember. Back when this front end was in the original truck I had it in, because it's the newer style hub that only has 3 bolt. 3? Yeah, I think 3 bolts. Maybe it's 4. I don't know. But less bolts. This has 6 in it that hold the lockout assembly on. Doesn't matter. It's not a big deal at all. I just noticed. Didn't realize it until just now when I started taking these bolts out of this hub. One's wanting to give me a little trouble. Hopefully we can get that. I want to break this. All right, I'm gonna go get a 9/64 Allen head for my ratchet, hopefully, if I have one. I should have one somewhere. And then also a little pick to clean out this other one. I'll be right back. Alright, found one. Let's see if it'll take it out. Man, that's not good. Oh, that's not sexy at all. There's one. That wasn't the problem. That was just the one that I thought might have been broke off, but it wasn't. Just had the head was full of gunk. That one's out, but now I still got this one problem child down here. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get that one out. Neither of these Allens are seeming like they're gonna do it, so. Oh yeah, broke loose. Woo, that was sexy. Now let's see if we can get it with the T-handle one. Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. All right, man, that was lucky. No, it wasn't lucky. It was just fortunate. I don't believe in luck. All right, I'm gonna change my gloves real quick so I'll get these covered in grease. All right, so I picked up these gloves. I used to have a bunch of them from when I worked on the ambulance. I'd have a bunch of boxes of really good quality gloves. Same one's black, but nowhere near as thick. So for working just on grease kind of stuff, that way you get covered in grease doing wheel bearings and stuff like that, and packing bearings, and then you can just pull these off their way. Well, I saw these yesterday at Harbor Freight, and it said extreme duty. I was like, oh sweet, they won't tear, they'll be better. Well, they may be a little better when it's worn, but they are they are not fun getting on your hand. And I could have also got one size larger, but I don't like them. These are larges. I should have got extra large probably for these because they're so thick. But the whole point of these is having all your dexterity, so you want them kind of tight. But like I said, I know it's cold out right now, so maybe that's half the reason. But they are, look at this. They are a whole situation getting on. Woo, my hands are sore already just getting the freaking gloves on. Are tired of me. All right, let's try to see if all that was for nothing, or if these are actually pretty sweet. Snap ring. I'm gonna take my wheel bearing so I can sit down here out of the way. All right, here's my hub snap ring. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's my hub gasket right there. I forgot of that. Okay. Come on. There we go. Oh, no, almost. Truth be told, I'm being a little, oh, there we go. I'm being a little bit lazy. Should I go get another screwdriver or a pick to get the large retainer ring, snap ring out that holds the hub assembly in, but I got it. Now, what I like to do is screw a couple of these lockout assembly screws back in and use those as handles to pull the hub assembly out. Whammy jammy. All right, so now Yesterday I had my headlamp on, or last night when I was working on the other side. Man, it made this a lot nicer. Can't see crap in here. I guess it's just a good thing that I know what everything looks like in there, and I can just kind of envision what I want it to be doing. Although if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, it's not looking like it's working too well, Justin. Maybe you should stop being so lazy and get up and walk in the house and get your headlamp. But guess what, guys? I'm not in any big hurry. It's Sunday. All right, see? Got it. Okay. Oh, got a little ahead of myself talking to y'all and didn't take the daggone caliper off. So let's do that real quick and then this thing will come right off. Not good on the brake hose. All right. All right. Looking good. Everything looks good. Races look good. All my threads are good for the nuts. I already knew that because they came off so nicely. Splines on the axle shaft are good. Looking good. Not marred up. All right, backing plates are not very good, but that's fine. They're the dust shields. They're fine though. The slide grooves all look fine. I'll clean those up and grease them really good before I put the new calipers back on, of course. All right, going to, let's see. Well, nothing to it but to do it, I guess. I'll repack the outer bearing. I already packed the inner bearings on both sides. They're kind of a pain in the butt to do because without taking it out, and so I didn't want to knock the seal out of the back because I don't have another seal for it. It didn't need replaced. It looked really good. So and then the bearings are actually still pretty good. They really didn't even need repacked, but I went ahead and just took the time on both of these sides when I first pulled them off that other truck. And repack the back one, just manually repack the back bearings, the inner bearings. So I'll pull the front one out like I did the other side and just pack it up a little bit more, put some grease in there, and then we'll slap this baby back together. Yeah, see, I don't even see it or not, but that bearing is still got a lot of good red grease in it still. I need to get one of those actual bearing packers, little thing you put the bearing in full of grease and pump the handle and it spins it. I think that's what they do. I think they just spin it. The ones I've seen spin the bearing in it real fast and pressurizes grease, kind of like a grease gun does, but you know, like a pump thing that pressurizes grease down through the bearing. I looked the other day when I was in town at Harbor Freight, and I didn't see anything like that. You know, Harbor Freight, Harbor Freight is freaking awesome. I don't care what anybody says, man. Yeah, okay, they're not a pro grade, you know, product on 90% of their stuff, and I get that. That's fine. But man, if you're just stocking up your garage, and there are some things that, you know, you may want to splurge for a little bit more expensive stuff. But if you're just stocking up a garage for yourself, I don't care how big or small it is, or if you just change your oil in your car on the weekend, or you know, or when you need to, or if you're working on projects and crap, man, I use all kinds of Harbor Freight stuff. And my theory was always, it's so affordable. I hate the word cheap, because it's really not that cheap of stuff, most of it, but it's so affordable that if it lasts half as long as, you know, another big name brand or a main name brand, who cares? You replace it and you're still ahead. You buy another one and you're still ahead. But I have yet to really encounter that much to where I've had to replace something like, oh well, it was because it was cheaply made. I have not experienced that with Harbor Freight stuff for the most part at all. Now, I have not got into their power tools or nothing like that, because I already have all that stuff in DeWalt and everything, so I haven't dove into their power tools and stuff. But so I can't speak to that. But as far as just like random stuff, accessories, you know, hand tools, boxes, obviously, you know, random things, like I said, like that bearing packer. I have not found that the stuff is extremely cheap, as in not worth buying. It is, the quality is I think the quality is way above the price point for the stuff. Give me 1 second, I need to grab up some rags. It's like the tool boxes. That's a perfect example. They're US General boxes, you know, I'm not necessarily talking about ones like that, but the same applies. Well, that's a perfect example. That box right there, I got for, it was $149, I think is what it was, right around there. Came home, put it together. As I just showed you, it is perfectly fine. There is nothing better to speak of about a, you know, one of your 3 or 4 big name brand, like tool truck brand, professional grade tool boxes that instead of $150 for that box right there, you'd pay probably $600 for, if I were just to guess. You cannot tell me that tool cart for $600 is that much better and is going to merit spending that much more money on than that $150 tool cart right there. There's no way. I don't care what you say, you're not going to convince me of that. And even to the big boxes, which is where I started my thought process here, I'm going to be replacing, I need to pick up, it may be a little while because I really don't need it because I don't do this every day for a living. So, but I would like to buy replace my toolbox that's over there, my Craftsman stand-up big one, with a, I guess that's a chest style, like the bench style, the one that's about, you know, countertop height or a little taller, but wider. I'd like to have a pretty big one. And I've been looking at their boxes in there every time I go in there. And you know, they have the US General brand, which is the same brand as the cart, which is like their store, their normal store brand, I guess. And then they have the Icon stuff, which is more of their like pro grade stuff. And it's a big difference. If you look at those two boxes, it's a big difference. The Icon boxes are completely in a different, you know, category, I think, of quality. But that's not to say the US General boxes there's anything wrong with them. To me, they're comparable to anything you would buy anywhere else, but better price pointed. Better price pointed? That's not right. That's not right. The price point's better. We'll just put it that way. Now the Icon boxes, they are a nice box. And they are a fraction of the cost of a comparable pro grade tool manufacturer's box. I think the one that I was looking at in there, which is like their flagship one, is the biggest one, so they have it on display. I forget, I think it's like 6 foot wide, 72 inch wide. And then it has It has a big top cabinet on it. It has a side cabinet, like a locker style on the side. Over here has another small cabinet on the side. Really nice, really, really nice. But I think the main box part is like, I could be wrong, I could be totally misremembering, but it was something like 1,700 bucks, something like that, or the whole thing for 2,900, or like the whole entire unit for 2,900, something along those lines. But regardless, the price for it was, whether you just look at the bottom, the main cabinet itself, or if you look at the whole situation, the price. Oh my God, the price was just ridiculously lower, like a no-brainer. So that's what I'll probably pick up. I gotta grab an extension real quick. I'll probably pick up I'd like to get one of those icon boxes. But yeah, they're really nice. And if you're in the market for a toolbox, a garage toolbox, I would say definitely check them out. They're nice. That's what I'll be probably picking up, unless I get lucky and find something like on Marketplace or something. Because like I said, I can't really justify going and spending, you know, a few $1,000s for a. Oh, come on. There we go. For a toolbox that is just for in here, and I just can't justify that. But one day I will probably pick up one of those. I like them a lot. So this is the tricky part here. Well, not really tricky, just a little bit time consuming. Getting that first wheel bearing retainer nut to the right spot, because it has a little pin that sticks out on it, a little tiny pin, and that is what you put this. I just call it a washer, but it has all these little holes in it, and they're about they're, I don't know, 7/16 of an inch apart. That pin has to line up. It's from back here, has to line up exactly with this, but this does not turn on the spindle because it has a little spot here that goes in a groove on the spindle. That's to keep all this in place from turning with the wheel bearing, with the hub assembly, so that it doesn't loosen up and your whole freaking hub assembly, wheel, and everything fall off. That wouldn't be sexy. So anyway, you got to get that pin on that first wheel bearing retainer nut just right. So you put this on, look at it, find it, see where it's off, take this off, adjust it a little bit. It's a little bit of a process. Yeah, I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but well, here we are. This is how we're doing it. Now this is where I really might have to go in and get my headlamp, because yeah, probably so. I can't see crap in there. I don't even know where it's at right now. It's too dark in there. Oh. There goes that. I'll try it one more time, but I'm not going to fight it for too long. Oh yeah, it's got to go down or up, honestly. Let's try something real quick. See if that's good enough. Man, I'm close. I'm going to try to get a little bit more. I think I might be able to get it. Oh yeah, I think that's it. Oh. Let's see. Yeah. All right. All right, so that's on. Now we just got to run this on, snug it down. We're good. Okay, just snug. All right, well, a little more snug, I guess, but sexy. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, that ain't going nowhere. All right, hub assembly. Oh. Okay, put the outer on first. It does not matter at all. I just like to do the outer first. It holds the whole assembly in for you, but it really does not matter. All right. Oops, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Whammy jammy. Now for the inner, I gotta reach back here and push the axle, the stub shaft out to expose the groove for this ring to go in. There we go. Just gotta make sure it's in the groove there so it doesn't pop out and be laying inside the hub. All right, so that's done. I can get back up on my stool now off this cold concrete. All right. Now we just gotta put the lockout assembly back on. And it's full of grease and operating nicely. That's weird. Oh, it's bent. Oh, we got one let. No, it's not bent. What's going on there? Let me grab a different one. Let's see. Oh no, it's not bent. It was just lined up crooked. It's good. Must have been hitting on the shoulder of the lockout assembly inside where this goes into and threads into. It must have been hitting on the shoulder of it because see that was on the same thing. It's funky looking. There we go. Yeah. There we go. See, this is all a greasy mess. These gloves are actually pretty nice and they're not too bad once you get them all real tight. Good thing I got good hand muscles because you do get a little sore right through here. These are a little restricting on your hands. I got one more to put in. I gotta remember to put that in here a second. Okay. Nice. Breathe. Axle shaft does not move. Lock. Axle shaft moves. All right, that's done. That part's done. We're back assembled. Short of putting the new calipers and stuff on, which we're going to do right now, but that's how easy it is to convert these Dana 60s from dually or to single to dually. It's just the same process but in reverse, but it's really that easy. It's what's nice about Dana. I can't speak to corporate fronts. I don't know if, I mean, as far as I know, they never made a corporate dually front, not counting new trucks. I'm talking about old stuff. But anyway, point being, Dana is really, really user-friendly when it comes to swapping stuff around and you know, interchangeable parts to do what you want to do when you're working on these old trucks and everything. So anyway, yeah, that part is done. I'm gonna take these gloves off. I don't need them now. Now I'm done with the wheel bearing, you know, inside the hubs and everything, all the grease. Just clean everything up, but I'll clean all this stuff up here in a little bit. But I'm gonna take these off, get my regular work goes back on, and clean up this hub with some brake clean and some rags, all the wheel bearing grease off of it, just so I'm not getting it on myself and on everything. And then we'll load the new caliper with the pads, and take this brake line off and get the other one on, and that'll be it for the front of this thing, short of bleeding the brakes. When when my niece is back, they ran out to do something, so maybe when they get back, I'll have her come out and pump the pedal up for me and stuff like that. But I'm probably not going to dive into that today, I guess, or probably not, but we'll just see. Don't know if I'm going to have to replace the master cylinder and stuff on this. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, so we'll figure that out when we go bleed the brakes, I guess. But for now, like I said, clean this up, load the new caliper up, put the brake caliper and pads on, hook the line up, and then we'll be ready to bleed brakes and put the tires back on. So let's do that. Oh yeah. Look at that. How clean my hands are. All that. They'd normally be nasty and messy, and my hands are so stinking dry anyway that any kind of grease and oil and grime gets just caked into the cracks and crevices of my hands. That's pretty nice right there. I wouldn't mind maybe trying the heavy duty ones instead of the extreme duty, because if they're still thick enough to not tear when you're doing this kind of stuff, that'd be great, because these do make your hands a little bit sore from stretching the gloves out, but they sure are worth the $14 for the 50 pack or whatever it is. Yeah, 50 pack, just to keep your hands somewhat clean. But all right, let me get this thing clean, get my other gloves, get this thing cleaned up, and we'll keep on. Almost out of brake clean in this can. Alright, sweet. Let's go over here and get set up, and well, I'll just leave you. I'll pause you, go load the caliper up. Not much to watch there, me sticking pads in a new caliper, but I'll do that and then I'll bring it back over and we'll throw it on. Woo! All right, so got sidetracked there for a minute. Went over to load the caliper up, got it all done, and Donut showed up and they got stuck down at the bottom of the driveway, so I had to go down and we took the Rusty Max down and pulled the Volvo out, and then he got most of the way up, and then we pulled him the rest of the way. So I got a little snow cover, but that's okay. We're back at it. And then I also remembered that I got to grease these slides real quick, so threw another glove on. We'll grease the slides on the bracket. And grease them. I know it's a little overkill, but I'm going to grease them a little bit on the caliper itself. Just a little tiny bit. And honestly, I should have just greased the pins and I'll put them in. Save a little bit of a mess, but it's not bad. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. First. All right, bottom's in, so now top one in. but not least, let's see, let me grab my little impact here. Get the little plastic plug out of the back out of the caliper where the line goes. And there's the two brass washers on it. I'm sorry, copper washers. I mean, set them over here so I don't lose them. Zip this banjo bolt off. Replace the copper washers on the banjo bolt. One above, one below. Fine threads and a long banjo bolt. Takes a long time to hand thread it down there. Okay. I'll take the ratchet now, just snug it down. All right, so we were wrapping up there, and I got up. I only had like another minute or two after where it cut off, and I got up to stop the camera for a minute, and the freaking thing was dead. So, or stopped the phone. So I mean, anyway, it died on me. So all I was saying was we're kind of getting it. I got the banjo bolt on, snug down for the brake line. I think you saw all that, and then I was just saying that we're all done. Up front here, short of bleeding the brakes, and then throwing the wheels and tires on. But, I got one issue that I kind of didn't, I don't know why. You hear that? That's not the freaking rotor on the pads like I was just thinking, which not even really thinking about, just didn't even pay attention to it. What it is the rotor is rubbing on the caliper right here, just a little bit on top and bottom, just a little tiny bit. I mean, it's free, but it just barely is rubbing. So I got looking into it and trying to figure out why. And these are 13-inch diameter rotors off of that 97. The 88 dually front end, the kingpin, this front end, the original dually. The calipers that were on it are 12.5-inch diameter. So these are a little bit larger caliper, and they're so that's a 1/4-inch difference in your radius. So that just puts them barely rubbing the caliper. So because they are just barely rubbing, I mean, you can't even feel any resistance. It's just enough to make a noise. What I'll do, I'm not doing it tonight though, is I'll take the calipers back off and I'll just clearance them a little bit. I'll take the grinder, the flat disc, and I'll just there's plenty of material there. I got looking at it and you can see where it's hitting, but there's plenty of material there. I'll just clearance it a little bit with a flapper wheel and clean up the top a little bit, clean up the bottom a little bit, put one back on and try it. And I'll create maybe like an 1/8 inch of clearance there. I'll start with that, maybe a hair more, but we'll start with that. And put it back together and see what it does. So with that being said, I think for now, I was gonna put the wheels and tires back on it and set it on the ground, but that would be dumb. So I'll just leave it as it is for right now, and maybe tomorrow evening, because it's getting late and I gotta be up early. So I guess tomorrow evening we'll pull one side off, do it, put it back on. If it all works out well, then I'll go ahead and do the other side. Well, it will work out. I just got to do it. And I just don't feel like tearing this thing back apart right now. So I was like, all right, sweet, front end's done. Just got to bleed the brakes, throw the wheels and tires on. Front's done. And then I was like, moving the rotor around, moving the caliper, thinking it was just the way it was sitting on the pads, and it just doesn't sound right. And I got looking at it, and sure enough, it is not done. It has to come back not apart, but I got a little more to do. So I will tackle that tomorrow. So with that being said, we are done for the night. I will see y'all again tomorrow. We'll check back in tomorrow evening when we'll tackle this. And tomorrow evening, we will be finishing this front end up. I'll clearance those calipers a little bit and get it all back together, bleed the brakes, put the wheels and tires on the front of this baby, and we'll have it sitting on the ground by the time we're done in here tomorrow night. So see you tomorrow night. All right, so remember that time, like a couple seconds ago, I said, we will be out here tomorrow night, get this finished up, get it knocked out, get it on the ground, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's not the next night. It's a few days later. Today is Saturday morning. This week was crazy, it was hectic, not in a bad way. Good week, productive week, but just busy. So anyway, and really cold. But anyway, it's Saturday morning, so I am gonna tackle this now, finish it up, and then we'll get it bled up, or get the brakes bled down and all that, and hopefully we actually will wrap this baby up today and get it on the ground up front. So let's get tearing into it. I guess we're gonna take this caliper off first, get started on this one. It's nowhere near as bad today either as far as being cold. It's like, I mean, it's cold. It's 28. 20 some degrees. I'm not sure what it is exactly right now. I don't have my watch on, but it is nowhere near like it's been. And it's supposed to be, we're gonna lose a lot of brake fluid. It's supposed to be like in the 40, like low 40s all week this week too coming. So that's freaking awesome. Hopefully melt a bunch of this snow we have, and I love the snow, but it's been cold and snowy, and I know it's winter, but I'm just ready for that to be over. We're gonna actually start. Man, I have to replace these brake lines up, these steel lines up here too, probably sooner than later. But anyway, I'm just excited for that to be kind of done for now. And let's get spring here. Let's get to where we can get some stuff done. Oh, that's gonna be a lot more material than I expected it to be. A lot more. I mean, you got plenty of material there, but I mean, like, I don't know how well you can see. I'll show you when I get it up on the bench. But this whole freaking area right here is all touching, not just the lip right here, but oh, well, nothing to it but to do it, I guess. So get this up on the bench and get working on it a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, there's nothing gonna be technical or correct about this. So, but I think we'll be able to remedy our problem. So here's, I don't know, like I said, I don't know how well you can see, but this is the area it's rubbing. You can see the rusty, little bit of rustiness rubbing off the edges of the calipers, or off the edge of the rotors on it, but also a little bit of wear right there. And then down here is just like a little bit of rust trail. But I think I'm just gonna take I don't know if I can get this thing in there. Not really. I might have to use a hard wheel. I'm also fully aware there are a lot better tools for this, but you know what? I didn't expect to be doing this. So we're just kind of making do with what we have on hand. Let's see if we can get this in. Let's see, is that going to be... I don't know. Let's give it a whirl. top side, it's working up here, but the body of the grinder, the head of the grinder won't fit down in here. To get down in the low, I'm gonna change over to the big one. All right, time to get crazy. I don't think I have a hard wheel for that grinder. Well, shoot. My welding bag at? I don't know, but I'm not gonna search right now. We'll try Big Daddy here. That's not really great either, honestly. No, I don't like that. Not sexy. Let's do a little bit over on this other side. I have a carbide bit in the cutoff pool. This little baby here. Yeah, that'll work for down in where I can't get the grinder to, just to wear those or take those edges down a little bit. Let me get that set up and I'll be right back. All right, so you're gonna have to bear with me on the compressor kicking on and off. I won't do much talking I won't do any talking when it's running because it's loud, but it's not really sized to run this little die grinder. But so we're just gonna clearance down in here along this sharp edge down here where it's hitting a little bit, and then the same on this side a little bit, and then just kind of work my way up through. It's not gonna be as sexy as I hoped it would be, but I can get enough off of it hopefully to keep it from touching. Clear as much as I can through here, down here. It's ugly as heck and almost embarrassing, but we're going to put it on and see if it's enough to get it to not touch. Load the caliper back up. Put it back on. Okay. All right, moment of truth. Not as, I know the microphone probably picks that up a lot louder than what it really is. It's not sexy, but it's not as bad as it was. I think that a little bit will wear off. Actually, I think that is the pads touching now, which is fine. It might be touching a tiny bit, but yeah, it's a lot better than it was, and we're gonna go with it. And let's be real, this is just a fun truck, just a mud truck, cruise around local, just out of wear. If this were something to, you know, using as a driver, it'd be a little different story. But if it doesn't wear that little bit of material off and stop rubbing all together after driving it a little bit, then I'll tear it back apart and put different caliper or different rotors on it. I mean, the smaller rotors, but for now, we're just gonna send it. Oh yeah, it really is just a pad. Nice. All right, let's go to the other side. All right, same thing. Battery over in the grinder, so we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, dang. I'm gonna have to go back to the other side and check that banjo bolt. I totally forgot, I was talking to y'all and totally forgot about the copper washer on the bottom of the bolt between the block and the caliper. Now I'm sure it didn't just magically stick on and still there. I'll have to go find it and put that back on. Go do this one. A little chilly in here still. Cold in my ears. That's weird. So these are remanufactured. I don't know if you can see it or not, but look right here. Here and here, there's already a groove here and a groove here from the rotor rubbing there, but it's not from here, obviously. From now, it's all coated and painted. Plus, we haven't done anything. We haven't even driven this thing. I've spun it around my hand a couple times. So this was rubbing on the old one before it was rebuilt in its previous life. Wore grooves in it. They didn't catch that, or if they did, it didn't meet the discard parameters, and they rebuilt it, recoated it and everything, and you can still see the grooves from its previous life. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. All right, we're gonna wear this one down a little bit, hack this one up. All right, I went a little bit quicker. A little better idea what I needed to do, where I needed to do it, kind of thing. But, all right, let's load this baby back up and get it back together. Okay. check for that copper washer. Well, not check for it, just go find it and put it on. There's no freaking way that thing stuck to the line. It wasn't on the caliper, because I was working on the caliper, so it probably fell on the ground over there, or maybe on the bench. Oh, I see it. I see it over there on the ground. Okay, cool. So we'll put that on here in a minute. Okay. All right, this side's done, short of bleeding. Let's go over and do the brake line real quick. This is just a quick, easy peasy. Just real quick. I gotta thread this that brake line though keeps getting behind this shock bolt. I'm gonna figure out something else for that. Maybe if I bend this up a little bit, that'll shorten the line a little bit and it won't have room to get behind it. I think that's what I'll do. I'll do that here while I'm here also, because it's gonna end up tearing that brake line, or at least wearing through it. Make sure the washer's good and clean, so it seats nicely. Okay, just seated nicely. And I'm gonna try a good size adjustable wrench. Actually, a pipe wrench. I need a pipe wrench on back here. Move that. Oh, you can't see it. I'll move you a little bit so you can see it. I think that's about as good as I can get you. All right. So you can see right here is where it's catching. It's getting behind that bolt like that. I'm going to bend this up to shorten this a little bit so it can't get behind it. Oh, yeah. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Nice. Now it cannot get behind there, but still has plenty of line. Let's turn all the way to the right. See what it looks like. Oh yeah, it doesn't even shorten up really. We got a little further to go, but no, that's perfect. All right. All right, so the front end's all back together. We got to bleed the brakes and throw the wheels and tires back on, but I'll wait a little bit later till I have some help to pump it up for me, so I can bleed them real quick. That won't take any time. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get the hood popped, get it propped up with my super fancy hood prop, which I'll show you. Get the cap off, or the cap off the master cylinder. Make sure everything's copacetic there. I haven't messed with that in a while. Get some fluid in it. Hopefully there's fluid in it, just so nothing's dry. But anyway, we'll get the hood up, get it ready to be bled. That way when the kids get back from sledding, Dakota can just jump right in there, put the pedal up for me, and I'll be ready to bleed them out real quick. So we'll get that hood opened up, and I'll move you up in a minute and get you where you can see inside it. Hopefully it's not frozen shut. There we go. Here is my custom hood prop, which you gotta be careful with because this is a very freaking heavy hood. All right, I guess let me get you up here. All right. I'm gonna blow this off before I open it up, so I'm gonna want you crap down in the master cylinder. Oh, nice. We have fluid in both reservoirs still. That's awesome. The rear brake needs to be topped off a little bit, but we got fluid in both. That's a little bit surprising, honestly. That's good. It's awesome. Just throw it on there so it doesn't fall off. All right, we're ready to bleed the brakes. All right, let's top her off with fluid. set that on there. I guess I gotta lock that one. All right, Dakota, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and
Yeah.
you're gonna pump it.
Okay.
You gotta pump
Now?
it. Pump, yeah, now. Yep. Pump it hard. All right. All right, hold on. You're getting all wild and crazy, Dakota. All right, and then you hold it down. Is it down?
No.
Hold it down.
Yeah.
Did it go all the way to the floor? Did it relieve pressure when I did that?
Not really. It's all the way to the floor right now. I don't know. Like.
All right, yep, pump it up. Pump, push, let off, push, let off, push, let off. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, don't get crazy, you don't blow lines, but.
Do I leave it down?
Yeah, hold it down.
Okay.
Is it down?
Yeah.
Okay, did you feel it like relieve?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Do it again then. Okay. Hold it there.
Okay.
There we go, got fluid. All right, did you feel it relieve that time? Still no?
I didn't think it did.
All right, pump it up. Okay, let off one time and push it back down. All right, hold it. All right, do it again.
Huh?
Do it again.
Okay.
Tell me when you got it down.
Down.
Okay, do it again.
Down.
All right, we got fluid.
Okay, count it off.
Let off. And then do it again.
Okay.
Oh yeah, baby. All right, let off. And then push it. You ain't gotta push it hard. Just push it.
Push a little bit.
Yeah, just like put pressure on it like you're trying to stop a vehicle when you're driving.
Okay.
Is it down? You got it down?
I mean, not all the way.
No, it's fine. Just hold it like you're trying to stop a vehicle, or stop at a stop sign and hold the brake to hold the vehicle still.
Okay.
Okay. Pump it back up.
Push all the way down.
Not all the way. Just push down like you're trying to stop at a stop sign. Let off. And then do it again. All right, hold what you got there for a minute. All right, one more time.
Just
Like you're stopping at a stop sign. I know the brake pedal's hard right now because it's not running, so the booster's not. You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let off.
Okay.
Push.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, good. Let off. Oh, not sexy. It's tight right there. Oh no, these rotors aren't working. I honestly didn't even think of that. I think what we'll do is we'll put the wheels and tires back on it. I'm not gonna get it fired now, but get it on the ground and we'll get it started up, and we gotta go through it all before we get it started up and running and stuff. But fluids and everything, I mean, and just kind of go over it. But we'll get it running, get the power brakes working, get it. I can move it back and forth, use the brakes, off the brakes, on the brakes, off the brakes. Bleed them one more time, see if we got any air in it, and see if this moves freely. Then we'll just see what it does. So, all right, well, I'll get you set up here in a minute, and we'll get the wheels and tires on it and get it down off of the jack stands. All right, so now we shall check these lug nuts. I had to get new lug nuts. For these aluminum wheels. So I went and picked those up. They were man, you want to talk about expensive. I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the lug nut business. These motherfucking things, I don't even remember how much they even were. They're like, I only bought 16. I only bought the ones for the front because I don't know if the studs in the back are going to be Well, it won't be the same lug nut because the dually studs are much longer, so it'll have to be an open-ended stud probably, or the same one but really long. These are 9/16 studs, and the back ones I'll have to check. I don't know if they'll be, well, they should be, yeah, no, I'm sorry, they will be the same. No, they may not be, that's right, because the dually, no, they won't, they'll be bigger, so they'll be 5/8 studs, I believe. But anyway, I might get different lug nuts for the back. So I only bought 16, and they were like freaking $60 for just 4 packs of 4-4-packs. Anyway, we'll get the big tire over here and get it up on there and get it zipped down and do the other side. We'll move to the other side, do that side, and get this baby off the jack's hands. It may not look like it, but I just kind of seated those down. I'll get the breaker bar out or the tire iron, torque them down. But I don't need to do any of that right now. I'm not going to be taking this thing on the road or nothing like that right now. So we're just going to zip them on and all right, let me move you over to the other side. I got to go back and get the other tire out of the back of the barn back here, so it'll take me a minute. Give me just a second. Okay. Here's those packs of here's those packs of lug nuts. Nothing special, man. They're just they're a Gorilla brand. Come in a 4-pack, and I just couldn't believe how stinking expensive they were. But whatever. Guess it's about everything. Okay, the front is now officially done, for now at least. Hopefully I don't have to do anything with those brakes. I got a feeling I'll end up having to mess with them a little bit more, maybe clearance them a little more, get a Dynafile. I don't have a Dynafile, I'd like to have one, but I just don't have one, but get a Dynafile and really I can then clearance the calipers a little more down in there where the rotor, on that track of the rotor. But anyway, we'll just see how it goes. So I'm gonna get this thing off the jack stand and see what it looks like sitting on the ground. looks daggone perfect. It just looks, it's proportioned perfectly. It's a big, that's a 38 1550 tire. And I mean, yeah, obviously it looks big and everything, but look, it fits the truck. The truck's so big, and it just looks aggressive. It doesn't look crazy too crazy big. That just fits it perfectly. I think this is gonna be an enjoyable truck to go cruise around in once the weather's nice and just have fun. I'm motivated to get the back done now, to get it sitting on all 4 big tires and just kind of see how the stance is going to be and the overall look of it. I'm gonna go ahead and bump these tires up in air pressure a little bit. I think we're done for the evening. This is what I want to get accomplished. Next thing will be, we'll jacked up in the back on stands like the front was, and the back doesn't need anything as far as the rear end or nothing like brakes and none of that kind of stuff. That's all good to go. I just had those stuck calipers up here, but I just got to get it up in the air. And I think, like I said earlier, I can't remember the other day, I can't remember if there's a pin on the hub back there. I don't think there is. I can't remember. That goes in the wheel face, where the, like right here, there's some of them have a hole right here in the wheel, in the dually wheels, and there's like a dowel pin on the hub, drum, whatever. It's on the hub and it sticks out through the drum, but that, like, it's an alignment pin for the wheels. I can't remember if these have them or not. We'll find out when we tear it apart. I think it does, to be honest with you, but I just can't remember. So we'll see. But if it is there, we're just gonna cut that off flush with the face of the hub or drum, whichever. I can't remember if it sticks through the drum or not. But a lot of those are pressed together like the calipers or like the rotors are on the front hubs. But anyway, worst case scenario, we got to cut that pin off, put the wheels on, and then go get the appropriate lug nuts. The one little tiny thing I'm a little bit concerned with, if the holes in these wheels, the lug stud holes, are big enough for what I believe are 5/16 studs on the back. One way I can test that, though, I didn't think about that. One way I can test that is take one of the hubs and rotor that I took off the front and try it on one of the wheels, one of the other 2 wheels that are back there just loose still, to see if it fits in there. I think I'll do that. That's what I'll do. I'll do that here in a minute. I'll move you, and actually I might as well leave you right there. I'll go back and get a wheel and tire and roll it up here, and we can test that theory. So give me just a second. Okay, so I went and pulled one of the front hubs and pulled a lug nut off. I really think we're good. These appear to be the 9/16 studs also. I'm 99% sure they are. But just for peace of mind, we're gonna whip all the lug nuts off real quick and put this thing in there just to see it go on there and know for sure that it's gonna fit. And I took the one lug nut that I took off, took it back to the back, and just threaded it on the end of one of the studs to make sure that they were the same front and back. So, and it was. So we're good, I think. Let's see if this fits in here. Thing of beauty. Nice. Oops. It's nice when something actually goes well like that, and not a little hiccup whenever one's possible. It seems like they if it could. Well, that's Murphy's Law, right? Okay, so we're good. I got to get the back on. I think I will go ahead and jack that up back there, put the stands under it. Just if nothing else, to get it sitting up about where it's going to be, see where it's going to sit, and all that. I don't think I'll take the wheels and stuff like that off yet. No, you know what? It's late enough. This was a big accomplishment. So I want to get this accomplished. It's accomplished. That's done. We'll start fresh with the back, maybe tomorrow evening. If not tomorrow evening, I got a lot going on tomorrow. Then definitely this week in the evenings, because it's gonna be a lot warmer. So I'll come out here and putz around a little bit, do a little bit, and I'll start working on the back. We should be able to get the back wrapped up in a couple evenings. Like one evening, I'll get it jacked up, get the wheels and tires off, see if that has that little stud that I was talking about. It's just like this. So I can say I can pretty much guarantee it's going to then. Right there, I don't know if you might not be able to see that. But there's a little stud right here, but that'll be the same back there probably. But we'll just cut that off, get these wheels on it, wheels and tires on it, and I'll have to measure how much stud sticks out. I'll take one of these off the front. If it looks like it's close, it measures like it's going to be close to these maybe working. Then, because these wheels are so thick, is the only reason I'm thinking it may work. Those lug nuts might work in the back, because even though the studs are longer, you know, the two dually wheels are still way thinner than the thickness of this aluminum wheel. This is, heck, without measuring, that's a good 5/8 of an inch deep that just covers the stud, not counting where the acorn part of the lug nut seats in there. Anyway, we'll get those on the back and see if the lug nuts that I got for these will work. If so, I'll just go pick up some more of them. If not, then I just have to get the same ones, just a little bit longer, and I can get those as well, or open-ended. I don't want open-ended. I like a closed lug nut. It looks better, but mainly because it keeps the whole end of the stud clean and not, you know, rusty and packed full of mud or whatever. It's just makes it easy getting the lug nuts on and off in the future. So anyway, yeah, one evening we'll get that pulled apart, see what we need, and then the next day or that evening, whatever, I can go grab the lug nuts and stuff, and then it's just a matter of throwing these on. The other tire though, the fourth tire that's back there still, the other back one, it's in the back of the barn right now. That one I need to take to the tire shop and have them break it down and see. It's leaking down. I'll check it out first, see if I can figure out where it's leaking. Worst case scenario, I'll take it over to the tire shop in Lapeer and have them break it down and you know, get it where it's not leaking down. So we do have to figure that out. But other than that, we're gonna have this baby together here within a couple nights. So that I'm excited for. Then we get to start working under the hood. I got to do something with the gas tank. We'll talk more about that later. We'll keep rolling with this thing. It's really going to come along fairly quickly now. So I'll be happy just to get to work and take it out for a ride. So thanks for tuning in on this one. I know it was kind of a long video, but I wanted to get this knocked out and done. The front of this to what we were trying to accomplish, get it done in this video. So the next one will be a clean start on the back, and same thing. The next video will be focusing on the back. If other things don't pop up along the way too, but that's my plan. Is the next video will be for getting the back up on the permanent tires for it. So thanks again for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Well, just like and subscribe this video, please, if you liked it, and if you don't mind, it really helps me out and gives me some good feedback. And we will see you around.